well, to be fair, I've said to the rest straight away how you can tell by my reaction how fuming I am that he's given the corner, that he's given the goal kick. But
when did you find out you were playing?
About 7 minutes to 3, to be honest. But yeah, it's just one of those unfortunate things that happens in the warm up sometimes, that when the boys gets injured, and you just need to make sure when you're not starting, you need to prepare as if something's going to happen. Thankfully, obviously, from a personal point of view, it was nice to come into the team. But at the end of the day, it's not nice to see Ashu get the injury that he's got.
Were you back in the dressing room when you got the message, or were you still?
No, I was still out warming up. I was just getting ready to hit a few shots, and Paul Sheeran came up to me and told me to make sure that I was ready. So just at that moment, just make sure your head was switched on in the game. I knew it was going to be a tough game today, but at points we made it hard for ourselves. But I thought it's a great 3 points at the end of the day.
See that some folk would suddenly get that sudden rush of nerves, but thank no God I'm in. But how did you handle that situation?
No, I'm 30 now, so might not look it, but obviously I've played a lot of games throughout my career, and I know in that situation you need to make sure you're ready. Obviously it's disappointing when you're not playing, but you need to go into every game making sure that you're ready when called upon. It's kind of been like that this season for me, but I was happy at the end of the day that we got the 3 points, and when you come in, you make sure you contribute to a good win.
What was the manager's message to you?
Just come in and kind of do what I do in training every day, just show a bit of composure. Obviously at times the game was a wee bit open and stretched, probably more than what we would have wanted, especially in the first half, but I thought second half we kind of got to grips with it. I thought we played a bit better, not brilliant, but played a lot better than what we did in the first half, and we're kind of unlucky not to get a couple of goals. Obviously, like I said, we know that Falkirk are a good team, they want to control the ball, so it was important in the midfield that we got to grips with that, and try to stop their players that want to dominate the game doing that.
Signing a good team that you're saying you're not playing brilliant, but you're still winning games.
Aye, especially at this stage of the season, that's what it's all about. And they've got a massive kind of period coming up before the split, so we need to make sure that we win as many games as possible. Obviously Rangers and Celtic are playing tomorrow, so it's nice to know that you're watching that off the back of a good 3 points a day, and that was the message before the game. Make sure that we can try and put a wee bit of pressure on.
What will the goal do for Chesnikov?
Well, aye, we'll do a lot. I think it's been a bit kind of stop-start for him in terms of coming in when his season, I can't remember when his season stopped, but getting up to speed with it in the Scottish game. It's not easy to come in and hit the ground running, but with each kind of passing week in training, you can see the quality he's got, and I thought he took his goal really well. Obviously it's the way it's broke to him, and he's managed to get the wee toe poke into the bottom corner, so it was at a good time for us to score. I think you could probably sense that in the stadium, that I thought in parts in the first half we were actually okay, but a few times we were far too open, and Falkirk thankfully never capitalised on that, but the goal came at a good time for us, for sure.
Man, just spoke about the crowd and the part they play, and as you say, did you feel it getting a little bit edgy at times when players are going back there instead of going forward?
No, I think we can't go forward every time we kind of get the ball. When the game gets a wee bit stretched, it's important that you try and get your foot on it. A couple of times we could have went forward and the space was there, but we never took it. But it's unfortunate. But I think you can see with the crowd as well, the crowd want to get behind us. It's not like they're wanting to get on top of us. Every kind of half chance we're getting and stuff like that, you can hear the crowd getting a lift from that. So we've got to give them that at the end of the day, and they feed off it.
Do you prefer in these situations playing before Celtic and Rangers and set the pace, or does it not really make a difference?
No, like it's obviously nice knowing that they're playing tomorrow and we've kind of done our job today, but we've got to make it look as if, or act as if they're going to go and win tomorrow, and then it's the same situation we're going into against Aberdeen. It's going to be a tough game next week, and we just need to dust ourselves down and make sure we're ready for that.
Do you support Hibs tomorrow?
No, absolutely not.
That home record's sensational, isn't it? You must go into that park just feeling almost invincible sometimes.
Aye, it's like I said, I think being a player that's played at Tynecastle over the years on the opposition side, I think that's what you always talk about. Being at Tynecastle, it's a great place to play, but the manager stressed that too many teams have kind of came here last year especially and enjoyed playing here, in terms of we weren't having a great season, but when it's the way it is this season and we're winning games, you can see how intimidating it can be. So we need to feed into that as much as we can and play as aggressively as possible.
How have you found the mental side of not playing starting consistently, so
Mhm.
you've been coming off the bench, and like two of your starts have been quite unique, and facing Azure, and then the game where you played against 10 men, so you had to come in midfield and stuff.
It's been tough. Not gonna lie, but you know, it's just important that you make sure you're training well and wait for your opportunity. I feel like at times I've played well, not brilliant, but when I've came into the team, I've played well, and you know, I know that there's a lot of boys, and it's a really competitive squad, but a lot of boys are having great seasons this year, so the competition's there. So like I said, you just need to make sure you're ready for when the opportunity comes.
Have you felt a bit like some of the other more experienced Scottish football guys in the dressing room felt a bit more responsibility to integrate Islam Chesnikov, these type of guys who maybe don't have that experience yet?
Well, I think that's kind of the job of the boys that have been here. You know, like Halks and Frankie, Cammy, Shanks. A lot of the boys that kind of know a lot about Scottish football. We need to make it as easy and comfortable for them as possible to come into this environment. Like I said, it's not the easiest place to come into, but we each pass meet, you can see the quality of these players that are coming in, and it's important that the role that we play, that we make sure we keep on top of them.
If you're not starting games, what does your role become on a match day in terms of helping those guys who've maybe been in front?
It's just watching the game and making sure you're ready. I'm not saying that you're watching it and passing on information to boys. That's not your job at the end of the day. But you know, it's just important that you watch the game, and when the time comes, when you're coming onto the pitch, that you're ready to contribute. Because, like I said, the games are so important at this stage. So.